Hello, 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 everybody. Hope all is well today. Hope all is well. I am here to do a review on Sistas Season 7, Episode 22, Had It Coming. Well, everybody had it coming. All things in this video are alleged and they are based on my own personal opinions. They are used for entertainment purposes only. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. Okay, let's get started. The episode starts we are back at the harvesting of Sabrina's eggs, and Rich is stating that he didn't want anybody impregnating his wife but him. Of course, Sabrina is confused because she tells him that he's told her from the beginning of their relationship that he didn't want kids. But now, of course, it's the fact that the money had him so jealous that he can't see her having a baby by another man, and he knows this man wants more than just to have a baby with her, or he wants more than to give her his sperm because he wants Sabrina. She might be too naive to see it, but he definitely wants her. But you'll see the money where he tries to argue, and I'm like, dude, you pretending like all you want to do is give her your sperm. So what you upset for? What you mad about? You and her are not in a relationship. She's in a relationship with this dude, and he's right in how he feeling. He don't want you to give his girlfriend your sperm. So it is what it is. But Rich tells her that he's ready. So the doctor is like, y'all need to work this mess out because now he's trying to take off his pants. He want to get his sperm up right there. And I'm like, if you want to be the one to have the baby, why don't y'all just do it the old-fashioned way? Why y'all got to go through all this? Just do it the old-fashioned way. But the doctor tells them that, it doesn't work like that. And it'll take a minute for them to vet him. And they need to figure it out because, Rich comes in and he's like, she's going to use his sperm and no one else's. But, the doctor's like, we'll keep the money's sperm in case Rich doesn't work out. But you have to make the decision and they got to make it quick. And she tells them that it needs to be made in the next week or so. They're going to reschedule the harvesting of Sabrina's eggs. And Sabrina tells Rich to meet her at her apartment because they have a lot to talk about. And she also tells him that, she needs to apologize to the money. And Rich tells her that she doesn't owe him anything, and Sabrina lets him know that the money showed up for her, of course, when her boyfriend did not. Of course, she didn't say that part. I'm saying that part, but her boyfriend wasn't showing up for her, so I digress. So the next scene, we are going to the law office where Miss Marie comes in fussing about if she's going to keep her money. Hayden is talking about the lead they had with the husband sleeping with the assistant. So Miss Marie, gets upset and she starts complaining because she thought she came to the best law office. Hayden called her Mrs. Willis and Marie snapped. Said, don't call her that. Miss Marie was in her feelings, baby. But Andy walks in and he Andy walks in and Hayden sarcastically states to her, "Nice of you to join us." Andy tells Miss Marie that she will keep her money and empire and she can guarantee it. She gives Miss Marie the folder with the files, and Hayden is looking dumbfounded because he's like, because at this point when Miss Marie opens up the folder, she's thrilled, she is giggling, she happy, she is just like, she too happy. So now Hayden is looking dumbfounded because he wants to see the folder, and Miss Marie gives Hayden the folder, and then Andy states that her husband was in fact cheating, but they were barking up the wrong tree, because Hayden was looking at the assistant, which he was using the assistant to do some stuff for him, but he wasn't cheating with the assistant, as we found out last episode when Maurice put it out there. She need to go and give Maurice his cut. So Maurice is the reason you was able to do this, Andy. So Hayden asks, how did she get this? She tells him that she has her sources. So we saw Miss Marie is extremely happy. She states she made the right choice hiring Andy. She asks what's next, and she tells her that she's going to have her paralegal drop the paperwork and send that evidence to her husband, and she's sure that he will settle for nothing because he doesn't want his business in the streets. Of course, since he was married to her and he was doing what he was doing on the down low, evidently he's on the down low, and he ain't gonna want nobody to know that he out here messing with me. And so there's that. Marie tells Andy that she likes her style, and then she states to Hayden where she's asking, can they have the room? And she don't even look at him. She's like, can we have the room? Hayden gets up and leaves. Hayden been sitting there looking salty because he been talking all this cash noise since he got on this case, and he ain't did nothing. But after he leaves, Marie states she knew that Andy was a superstar the first time she laid eyes on her. She states that she must thank Jordan for this because Jordan was the one that referred her. And she also states that Jordan and Andy will be a power couple. Of course, at this point, Andy is looking sick and downtrodden, and the way she's looking, it makes Miss Marie ask her what's wrong. She says nothing and says life has been hard. And Miss Marie basically said, chick, quit lying. It tells her that the two of them are a lot alike. So she knows life being hard is not what's wrong with her. So Andy says that if she were to tell Miss Marie the information about her personal life, it would be extremely unprofessional of her. And Marie said, well, I put you in mine. And it's like, that's different, which it is, because Miss Marie, Andy is the lawyer. She's supposed to be in your personal life. You trying to get a divorce, but you getting in hers, different story. You're not a lawyer, homegirl. But Marie tells her that she has just helped her save everything that she has worked so hard for, so she wanted Andy to let her return the favor. So Andy tells her that Gary is forcing her to marry him by having Jordan set up. Marie asks if it's that bad, and she tells her that let her see what she can do. Andy says, what do you mean? Marie told her, baby, don't ask questions. Do not ask questions you do not want the answer to. So she tells Andy that she's going to talk to the partners, and then she lets her know, and she wants her to let her know when the paperwork is signed. After she leaves the conference room with Andy, Marie goes to see Hayden and he asks how can he help her. She states she was trying to see if he was interested in a midday snack. He asks, what was that BS you were doing earlier with the girl power? Marie said, that was me handling business. I know you aren't confusing business and pleasure. Of course, Hayden says he didn't confuse the two. But Hayden said, you didn't have to do me like that. And he tells her how he been busting his ass for her. And Marie tells him, nah, homeboy, you've been busting your ass for that paycheck that I'm paying. But Andy was the one that delivered. And you did not. You are lucky that she even gave him the time of day, baby, because she considered it charity work. Hayden, you know, Fatima been talking about your pencil for the longest. And I don't know why you think somebody want that little pecker wecker. I don't know why. But man, Marie done put you in your place. She done hurt your little feelings. Done told you you ain't in her league. She done told you doing you is charity work, homeboy. I mean, his face he's just getting socked in the face all doggone episode. Then he had a nerve to try to threaten her about letting them know that she been screwing with her counsel, right? But I'm like, but that's gonna be look worse on you than it will her. Because you the lawyer, you the one that had no morals because you slept with her trying to, you know, sleep your way to the top, but it didn't work in your favor. But she basically told him that she would put all his skeletons out there and he'd never recover. Try me. Baby, Miss Maria is over savage. I guess we should have known that this whole time because she been a savage this whole season, but she was over savage. And now Hayden's sitting there looking stupid. Try her, Hayden. Try her. But she got him sitting there looking stupid. He done shut his mouth. And she told him, good boy. Like he was a little puppy. Good boy. Good boy, Hayden. Good boy. And then she walks out. Next we're going to see is Zach is telling Fatima that he wants to know what's wrong with her. Because, you know, she stormed in the house and went upstairs and got in the shower. She didn't tell him what was wrong, so he was down there waiting on her to get out the shower. She tells him that she went to see Gary and things got physical. Of course, now Zach wants to go see Gary because he's like, you know, he just disrespected the baby shower, my baby mama, my fiance, and now he done put a hand on you. So now Gary gotta go. Gary got to go. So he ready to go get Gary. And she, you know, she stops him and she tells him that he has a lot to lose right now because he got to think about Michael and the twins that are not here yet, but he needs to think about them because if he go out there and do something stupid and end up in jail, he ain't gonna be able to be there for them the children that he got. Then of course she tells him that if they're gonna do anything, it's gotta be her way or no way. And Zach was like, okay, Usher, we'll do it your way. I'm like, baby, Zach is just, he come up with all kind of mess for Fatima. And she come up with all kind of mess for her doggone stuff. But okay. Back at the law office, we're going to see Marie bump into Pam. And she's talking about the little edge cream, the roots to riches. And she asks Pam if she needed an investor. And of course, Pam was like, yes, honey. Yes. Next, we'll see. And then they walk off and go wherever they're going, talking about this investorship. Next, we'll see One of the partners sitting in the office. Andy was getting ready to walk by. He turns around and he sees her, and then he calls her in the conference room, and he states that she's just the person he wanted to see. And of course, Andy is a little confused as to why, especially when he starts talking about everything the firm has been through this year because of her. He lets her know that Miss Marie talked to them about her case and that she's going to bring all of her legal business to the firm. And then in that statement, he was calling, I don't remember all the names of the partners, but he added Barnes on there. And she was getting ready to plead her case. And then she was like, wait, did you say Barnes? And she was like, yeah. So he basically let her know that she made partner. She thanks him, and he walks out. So she's still sitting she's no longer sitting in the conference room, but now she's in the conference room dancing, and Hayden sees her, so he goes in to be Hayden. He comes in talking about she almost blew the case. Andy told him that, we won. Be happy that we won. Hayden is like, there's no we in I. And then says, as the partners act, he'll say he dragged her across the finish line, not knowing that he's talking to the newest partner, baby. And it tells him that you'll lie, steal, and backstab and do all these things to get your way. And, we don't need that in this company, in our company. And then she basically lets him know that she made partner and cracked his face, baby. His face been being cracked this whole episode. He done got cracked when they kicked him out of the office when they was having a meeting. Then when Miss Marie went in there to get some of the little charity work, she cracked it again over there because he tried to blackmail her. So she cracked his face over there. And now he in here trying to, talk that noise at Andy, only to find out Andy has been made partner, and she really cracked his face with that one. Baby, I was over here laughing my butt off because that was hilarious to me. He needed all of that. He been sitting up here teaming up with Gary with all this mess and still got played. She cracked his face. But Andy lets him know that his days are numbered, and that he reports to her. Then she dismissed him. Said, you can go. Then she went back to dancing. Go ahead, girl. I ain't mad at you, Andy Barnes. Andrea Barnes. Congratulations, Andrea Barnes. Next, we'll see Rich and Sabrina, and they're having a talk, and he's letting her know that, while he was thinking about her having a baby with the money, he realized he only had two options, and that was going to be to break up or to get with the program, because he couldn't fathom letting her have another man's child. So she tells him she doesn't want him to do it because he's scared of losing her. And she tells him, this is his option to get out if he wants to, and to get out while he still can. And he says he doesn't want to get out. She tells him she loves him, but she wants to be a mother more, and her time is valuable. He agrees with her, and he lets her know that he didn't want to have kids, but he had never met anyone that he wanted to have kids with. He met her, and that changed, and he tells her that he wanted to have kids with her. He wants her more than he doesn't want to have kids, and feels like he's going to be a hell of a father when that day comes. The next thing we see will be where Hayden goes home, and Tamara's sitting there on her phone as normal. And he tells her, what, no kisses this time? She states, didn't you tell me that I was doing too much? This is me not doing too much. And he states the least you could do is clean the house. And Samara tells him, don't start. He tells her he had a bad day and it would be nice if he could come home to a clean house and some food. Samira said, tell your great pubic hair trick. She's talking about he's looking for a housemaid. Of course, they go back and forth and back and forth some more. And he states to her that, she's still hiding something. And she says, it's my phone. And what is in it is none of your business. Baby Hayden snatches that phone. And she fighting for her life. Hayden managed to hold her down. He opens the phone up and she laying up there crying. That's all I heard. It's so stupid. Why would you, if you out there doing whatever you out there doing, why would your stupid butt leave that in your phone? It's just stupid. It's just dumb. But hey. Next we see Danny opens the door for Tony. He brings her flowers. He comes to tell her that Tiffany, who's the ex-wife, is moving and has been stationed in Italy, and the kids want to move with her. She tells him she's sorry because she knows the kids mean a lot to him, and if it was any consolation, she would choose Italy over him too. At this point, I'm sick of Tony and his big hips. I've been sick of Tony for a minute now, but hey, that's me. He tells her he never meant to make her feel like she was in competition with his ex-wife, and he lets her know that he didn't do a good job of setting boundaries. Of course, he tells her that he has to go because he has to help the kids get packed, and he wants to know if she will be patient with him. She says yes. He tells her that he'll see her in a few days, but the way he's looking around this apartment when he's headed to the door, it's the way he's looking around for me. I don't really think he's coming back, but that's just the impression I got. I could be wrong, but based on how he did, it don't seem as, it's like he was trying to get all the memories that he could get because he knew once he left, he wasn't coming back. The next thing we see, we'll go to the scene with Hayden. Is sitting there and he's watching a video of Samira and Gary, and he could start telling her that he had loved her and she's been screwing with Gary this whole time, and how he had forgiven her for all the stuff that she had done, and then he tell her she could have stayed being a trick for Fatima and all of that. And she tells him that she's sorry, but it was just sex. And he's looking like, just sex? So he asks how long this has been going on. She tells him that, he asked if she didn't tell him, he would just ask Gary. And she was like, Gary is a liar. And she asked him, did he hear Gary talking about him? Hayden said, I ain't heard nothing over all that moaning you was doing. So evidently the pencil didn't make her moan like that. So she was moaning real loud. And Hayden said he couldn't hear nothing over there. And then he told her to get the hell out of his house. He could get the hell out of his house. Of course, he tells her to get out a couple of times, and then she finally screams back, "Fuck you!" And then she tells him he's a weak ass bitch, just like Gary said he was. You can see the little tears running down Hayden's face. Oh, look at Hayden. He's really hurt because he thought he had some in that trick. He thought he had. I'm sorry, Hayden. You done talked all this crap, cash mess. You done took the team of them down through there. Then you done acted the fool and fell for this hoe. But you know what? Hayden, you deserve everything you get, and I'm sorry, you deserve it. Next, we'll see Andy in her car, And she calls Jordan and she thanks him. Well, he didn't answer, so she left a message on his voicemail. And she tells him thank you for the referral. And she lets him know that she had made partner. Then she pours out her heart to him and lets him know that, you know, her marrying Gary is to protect him. She ends the phone call. And the next thing we see is Karen, Danny, and Sabrina. And they're talking about this wedding situation. And then they find out, according to Karen, that she had saw Andy's calendar. And she saw a date and a time. And that the wedding was tonight. But she didn't know where the wedding was. So they're talking about trying to figure out a way to stop this wedding. And they can't believe that, you know, Andy is really going to go through with it. So they're trying to figure out where the wedding is so that they can crash it. Then we'll see where Karen calls Fatima. Well, Karen calls Zach. And she asks Zach, is Fatima with him? Of course, he says yes. And they ask to speak to her. And they tell her that they need her help and that the wedding is tonight. Of course, you know, Fatima knows this because Andy has confided more in Fatima than she did the girls. But also, Fatima is Andy's assistant. So she sees the emails and stuff. And she tells them that, you know, Andy is in trouble, but she promised her that she wouldn't tell them exactly what it was. They ask for the address and she tells them that she'll send it to them. Then, you know, they hang up. Then Fatima goes upstairs and she tells Zach that they have got to go. And Zach is like, why we got to go? Like, whatever they get ready to do, they need to be there. Next, we'll see Gary getting ready for the wedding. We'll see Andy walk in. And Gary's like, isn't it bad luck to see for the bride and the groom to see each other before the wedding? And Andy is like, yeah, but then he's like, child, good thing I don't believe in that. Andy wants to talk. Gary is like, I hope you don't have cold feet. She's trying to she's trying to talk him into not going through with the wedding. She's telling him that she won't testify against him. So she said all these things because she's trying to get out of this wedding. And Gary ain't hearing it. He's like, you know, we get married. I don't care what you say, be it right, wrong, or indifferent. Baby, you said I do 2 nights. And then he states that he don't want her and her friends to try anything funny. She, you know, assures him that they're not going to do anything. Of course, she doesn't know that they're trying to do something, but she didn't know that. But, you know, he told her the only thing she need to be trying to figure out is how to smile for these wedding photos. Next thing we know, we'll see Hayden. We go back to Hayden, and he's calling Gary. And he asks Gary where he is. And Gary tells him that he's getting married. And he tells them, you know, he is not to Penelope. You know, Hayden didn't really ask a whole lot of questions as to who or what he's getting married to. So Gary's like, you don't want to know who it is? And then he tells him, you know, it's not Penelope. Then Hayden says Andy. And he's like, yeah. So he was like, I thought you wanted to destroy her. And Gary tells him, I did, and now we're getting married. So he's like, so you've had all this planned all along. So, of course, Gary is like, yeah, and he lets him know that he should come by. And Hayden's like, okay, send me the address. Let me know where it is. Because, you know, baby, Hayden in this car crying like a bitch. You got tears running down like he got little snot boogers. He just crying. He just boo-hoo crying, baby. But anyway, he tell Gary to send him the address. Then he start beating on the steering wheel. Beating on the steering wheel ain't gonna change that. He been all up and through your girlfriend look good. So your little pencil didn't even touch her walls after she got with that Mandingo. Next thing we know, we'll see, I guess we at a church. We'll see Andy sitting there with Gary's old business partner. And she's looking sick. She's looking over there at him, and they just sitting there looking stupid. And in walks Karen, Sabrina, and Danny. And Andy is still trying to convince them that she wants to marry Gary. And ain't nobody believing them lies. She's telling shoot. The way Danny talking about taking them out of here. But anyway, next thing we know, we're gonna see Jordan, and he's trying to convince Andy not to marry Gary. And he tells her that he's going to fight for her. She tells him that he needs to focus on being the best him that he can be. And she tells him that she loves him, and this wedding doesn't change that. And he tells her he wants to run away with her. And he tells her that, he's willing to fight Gary. So the next thing we know, we'll see her reminiscing of the relationship with her and Jordan, and with her and Gary, and reflecting over the things that have happened over the years. So next we'll see, they're sitting there waiting on Gary. So now she done got irritated, because she's like, he got me sitting in here. He's forcing me to marry him. So why is he got me sitting here waiting? So the business partner was like, he'll go get him, and he was like, nah, I'll go. So she go busting in the room, and like, you forcing me to marry you, and you got me sitting out here waiting, because she walking in fussing. She don't see nothing. She just walking in fussing. So she finally turns around. Baby Gary laid out on the floor with a knife in his chest. Yes, honey. Yes. About doggone time. Now the question is, and this is how they gonna leave us, with Gary laying up there with a knife in his chest, and we don't know who did it. Was it the business partner? We don't know. Was it Hayden? Was it Fatima and Zach? Was it Danny and Sabrina and Karen? No, because Danny is questionable. The other two, not so much. But we got a lot. Or was it Jordan? We don't know. But what we do know is somebody done took Gary out of here. They done sent him to the upper room. So Andy, child, she's sitting there, and you can see the happiness on her face. And then she starts that fake screaming, girl. And while she's doing that fake screaming, she's just smiling. She's like, yes, I'm free. Hallelujah, hallelujah. That's about how she felt. But anywho, that is it, and that is all for the season finale of Sisters. And if we be honest, Hayden had everything that happened to him this episode. He had it coming. That knife in Gary's chest on this episode, he had it coming. Well, Gary, but I'm glad it has come to a conclusion. Now I gotta wait for the next season to find out what happened. However, that's gonna be the end of Sisters. But we are going to pick up reviewing with Fatima, because I like Fatima too. But anywho, that is it, and that is all, you guys. That is how this finale ends. So, with that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. And outside of that, you all have a wonderful night. And I'm going to take my butt to bed. Talk to you soon. Bye.